I am a cardiologist practicing in Pune in one of the multi-speciality hospital, Ruby Hall Clinic. These days, patients of pulmonary hypertension are not very unusual. We are all familiar with hypertension or high blood pressure, where we measure it in the arms and we get the pressure. This arm pressure is coming the pure blood which is pumped by the left ventricle of the heart. The impure blood is pumped by the right ventricle into the lungs for purification. And the pressure in these arteries, when it goes up, it is called pulmonary hypertension. That means pulmonary means lungs, so you have to have high pressure in the lungs. Unfortunately, it cannot be measured like a simple cuff method. It has to be an echocardiography which decides whether the lung pressure is high or not. If you are interested in numbers, about 20 to 25 millimeters of mercury is the highest pulmonary artery pressure that is allowed. Anything beyond that is known as pulmonary hypertension. There are diseases which cause pulmonary hypertension. Unfortunately, the first disease is idiopathic. That means you don't know why there is pulmonary hypertension. Just as so many times we don't know why there is hypertension, pulmonary hypertension is also idiopathic. Then there are diseases like some of the arthritis or immune diseases, they are known as, where the body fails to recognize its own structures. These lead to pulmonary hypertension. If there is any serious disease on the left ventricle, a valve disease, failing heart, all of them can lead to pulmonary hypertension. But the main disease that we need to focus today is the lungs pressure has gone up and that has caused pulmonary hypertension. We would call that mild, moderate or severe based on the number. Suppose it is say below 50 up to 60, 75 and beyond 75 is the rough range that one can think of. Obviously, sorry, आता काय करायचं?
ठीक आहे सर, ठीक. एडिट कर नंतर. करते कर. You continue.
Obviously, if the right ventricle or the right lower compartment of the heart is pumping into this high pressure of the lungs, over a period of time it gets tired and it fails. And when it fails, it is called RV failure, which leads to swelling on the face, swelling on the feet, the whole abdomen gets bloated. These are the signs of RV failure. So we knew why pulmonary hypertension takes place. It can lead to RV failure and the patient can come to us at that stage. So what do we do to such patients? We treat them the RV failure, make them pass a lot of urine, restrict their salt, restrict their activities, help the right ventricle to recover. And the most important part is give medication to reduce the pressure in the lungs. Unfortunately, the medicine that we have to reduce blood pressure here in the arms are wonderful, time tested, they have been around for decades and they are exceptionally effective. Pressure in the lungs is a different ball game for which you have to have specialized medication, and they have efficacy is not the best, but nowadays we are having in our armory excellent medication by which the lung pressure also can be reduced. To manage these expensive and intricate medicines, you have to have specialists and all the consultant physicians, cardiologists, pulmonologists, all attained or trained to manage these lung medicines very well. With the use of these, lung pressure can be controlled and the overall outcome of these individuals can be improved. One sad note is that many a times lung pressure high, and if the cause is not there and if it keeps on relentlessly increased, then the person cannot live for more than 5 years or so. So now we come to the patient part. That means what we do as doctors, I have told you, how to look at the disease, and what happens in the future is what we discuss. But from a patient point of view, someone of you or your relative has PAH or PH. the most important thing is to avoid physical exertion. Such a person should be resting a lot. There should be no lifting of heavy weights. There should be no excessive exercises. There should be no quickly climbing up of staircases. So anything that puts pressure on the lungs or makes the lungs work more, or the heart work more, it's going to put a pressure on the system, and that's why these have to be avoided. These patients must know their limitation, listen to the body signals, and stay within a limit which is comfortable to them and also doesn't tax the system as we are looking at. The dietary part also is important. Restricted salt is advised here, and surprisingly restriction of water and liquids also is advised in this patient. So restrict your water intake to 1 liter to 1.5 depending on what your doctor tells you. And restriction of salt should be in the form of no added salt, pickle, papads and chutneys and namkeens. All these have to be avoided, but whatever is in the cooking should be eaten as it is. There should be no separate cooking for a PAH patient. The same food which is cooked for the family should be consumed by this, so that there is no feeling of alienation or no feeling of I am deceased kind of a feeling in that patient. High protein, good calorie food should be consumed. There is not so much of a problem with fats and cholesterol in these patients. Physical activity should be curtailed, we said. Dietary part, we said. Salt restriction and water restriction, we said. Now comes another important aspect of this disease. This disease wears the patients down, wears the relatives down and the family down. So the entire family has to gear up to live with a chronic disease. Here you have to think of good family ties, good relationship, having a good emotional support system, good WhatsApp groups as we have seen these days. By doing all this and keeping your mind occupied, don't leave the mind as a devil's workshop. So involve yourself in watching television, reading newspaper, reading something creative, being in a group, and don't allow your mind to take negative roads. So doing this and having a emotional support will help you, and also a hobby which matters. What hobbies are to be advised in this case? Desk type, like it could be music, it could be computers, it could be writing, reading. That kind of a sedentary hobbies should be taken up for such a PAH individual. All in all, we are facing with a disease which is relentless, which doesn't get cured but can be maintained very well. But in 2020-21, we are at a far better situation as compared to what we were in say 5 years ago. Now we can diagnose the disease quickly. We can come to the conclusion why it has happened quickly. We have excellent medicines to control that. For right ventricular failure, we can have good improvement in symptoms of this patient. And worse comes worse, finally we can have lung transplant for these individuals. So taking from there, from a basic treatment right up to lung transplant, there is hope, and hope is what we all live for. Whether the disease is severe or not, whether disease is relentless or not, human being lives for hope, and we as medical fraternity give you enough solace that yes, this disease can be managed, and one can live for years together with this disease.